So in this episode of Fallout 4 mods and more, we have a mix of new and older mods. Mods you might have missed and absolutely should take a look at, including quality of life and immersion mods, faction expansions and even some new locations. Let's go! We are going to start this one with immersion and quality of life mods. Extended fake interiors is the first one. The name sounds a bit confusing. Basically it is all about rain, because in the vanilla game some of the outdoor open world structures will correctly provide cover from rain while others won't. Immersion broken, they ruined. But with this mod, well, this is what a fake interior is. A space that is on the world map, so actually an exterior location, and the author of this mod basically had to manually add those fake interiors where they were missing by hand, one by one. Which is quite a tedious process, I can imagine, but it has been done, just for us. So we can immersively hide from the rain.
And not get rusty.
Exactly. Next, a mod for builders and decorators, Workshop Highlight Fix. This one simply changes the highlighted items in the workshop menu, from being covered completely to just the outline. Seriously, this might be a very minor change, but I think it's absolutely overdue. I remember always clipping the items into the floor and walls just to see what they actually look like and if they fit where I want to build them. It was absolutely annoying, I can tell you that. Sure, now with that new method you will not know for sure if the items are clip-free and able to be placed there, but if you use the Build Anywhere mod it doesn't really matter. One way or another, in my opinion, this trade-off is absolutely worth it. The next one is also so minor you have probably never noticed it. See how the moon weirdly spins when you move the camera left and right? What the hell is this? It's like it's watching us. But if we install the mod Moon Rotation Fix, why, it actually looks like it's supposed to. It's funny that Bethesda never fixed something so fundamental. I also don't think this problem was present in previous games, really strange. And here is another one where I was like, really? We have been playing like this for 9 years? ToggleEquip. It's absolutely simple. You map an item to a hotkey. You press this hotkey. The item gets equipped. You press it again. The item is still equipped. You break the monitor. But with this mod you can toggle it on and off. Especially practical for headgears and such things. And suddenly I do remember how I had to hotkey 2 items back then, basically a night vision mask and normal glasses. So I could switch back to normal vision by selecting the eyeglasses. So we did actually play like this for 9 years. Jesus Christ. Okay, the next mod is also a fix, but it is a bit hard to show off. Facial expressions and eye tracking fixes. So basically, this mod fixes several bugs. There is a bug that causes eye tracking to not function properly sometimes. It can happen after reloading a save or fast traveling. There is a bug that does the same to facial expressions too, especially if you are in a crowded area. This mod also apparently fixes the brown face bug. This one is certainly famous. This option is disabled by default though, because it is included in other mods already. So all in all, this mod fixes some typical Bethesda bugs. Bugs we got absolutely used to and mostly forgot they even exist. So yeah, it's certainly an improvement. Anyway, the next mod, no seriously, fuck me, this one is indeed funny. Attachment pack description tweaks and fixes. You know the attachment pack mod, right? That we reviewed back in episode 88? Well, this modder here decided to fix all the inconsistencies like typos, bad phrasing and, let's just face it, straight up BS that shows up in item descriptions sometimes. And this modder turns out to be quite a comedian here, using funny memes and stuff. I'm surprised here, honestly. I thought if somebody was to release a mod in such a mocking format, they would be lynched by an angry mob of fanboys. But no, this mod here received a lot of endorsements and fame and no negativity. Because it's not allowed to criticize anyone on the Nexus, most likely. So yeah, let's get out of here real quick and to the next mod. Okay, the next mod is actually very interesting for people who do a lot with the in-game console. So like me, console autocomplete. I mean, it is already in the name. This mod works just like any search engine and will show you suggestions. This way you can save a lot of time. Basically, you just hit the right arrow to do the autocomplete once you see the command you were looking for. You can also cycle the suggestions with the tab and control keys. That way you can actually stumble upon very interesting console commands. Commands you have never seen or used before, like add flames. What the hell is player add flames? Okay, where are my flames? Now I am disappointed. Anyway, you can also turn the suggestions on and off with the Alt key. So yeah, for people who use the console frequently, this is of course a very nice function, and for people who don't, well, maybe this is a good opportunity to learn it. So this is it for the technical stuff. Now we are going to look at some faction expansion mods. Unique raider gangs and patrols is the first one. This mod adds several new unique gangs that will patrol certain specific regions in the game and look very badass doing so. So we have the Science Gang, raiders who are very fond of a certain color. You better not say anything bad about cyan, that will hurt their feelings. And they will fuck you up. Actually, they will do so if you wear anything that is not cyan colored, even if it's your underwear, they will know. Then we have the Rail Raiders. Raiders who are really into rail tracks, like really. They even make shifts out of railway spikes and go like, you better not say anything bad about the railway, because if I get close enough, I might totally stab you with that thing, maybe even draw blood. But if you run away from the railway tracks, they will be like, oh, well boys, he is outside of our jurisdiction, so we cannot pursue. Nope, nothing can be done here. Time to continue our patrol. And we also got the Sun Bros. Well, they call themselves the Sunflare cult here, but it's pretty much just raiders who played too much Dark Souls and will get really angry if you call FromSoft overrated. Instead of worshipping the sun here though, they will just use fire-based weapons on you. Now I don't know, in the description it says that they have a horrifying penchant for self-immolation. I didn't really notice that. They do seem really scared of fallen trees though. Maybe they just don't want to risk starting a forest fire. Ah, never mind, there we go. I doubt it was intentional, but fire we have. And the last new faction are the Junk Legion. Okay, I see how it is now. You know, the Legion from Fallout New Vegas? Well, many people think they are cool for some reason, so here in Fallout 4 we now get the Temu version, I guess. Some of them are even dressed like it, because everybody knows that the highest Riz Sigma grind set you can achieve is if you wear a skirt as a man. Yeah, they are so badass that I had to save them from a bunch of mosquitoes.
Yes, absolutely pathetic. Should have added a new robot faction instead.
Maybe. And the other faction mod we got is Improved Hostile Factions. Now, this one is more like an overhaul of the existing enemy factions, meaning gunners, super mutants and so on, although it also adds lots of new high-level variants to all those factions. Enemies equipped with better armor, including power armor, and also better weapons as well. This mod, however, also introduces 5 new raider sub-factions, like the Skinners, the Faceless ones, or the Sons of Atom. So they are similar to the existing ones, but are kinda like outcasts and loners. They will patrol the wasteland and fight anyone they encounter. In other words, you will be able to run into fights between those hostile factions and can actually avoid fighting if you stay hidden. This mod also brings some less noticeable tweaks, like an overhaul of the vanilla factions' weapons and armor's leveled lists. There are a lot of boxes you can check to tweak different changes during the installation, so it is more or less optional. In other words, this mod does a similar thing as the previous one, but it does it with way more customization options. So Sam, wanna help me build some settlements?
You can bite my shiny metal ass.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But it's not a problem, because the next mod is Settlers Build Settlements, so we don't have to do shit anymore. Well, that's not true, we still have to give them supplies. But that's pretty much it. Now we can go to doing our thing. Come on, Sam, the Commonwealth isn't going to save itself. And after a busy day of work, we come home and... wow, would you look at that? Those settlers, they have actually been productive. Look at all those impressive shacks they have built. Yes, it is a fairly simple and chill mod. I guess it's for people who want to get settlements fast and don't want to delve into this whole sim settlements thing, which is so big by now that you probably have to read a law encyclopedia worth of manuals to understand it. Anyway, next we're going to take a look at some unique weapon mods.
I will be introducing the first one.
Sure, go ahead.
This weapon is called Liberty Prime Fist and is inspired by my big friend Liberty Prime.
Are you sure he is your friend?
Don't interrupt. This close combat weapon is the perfect device for popping meatbag heads. It looks something like this. It is like an extension of my own arm. Smacking meatbags is very comfortable and effortless. It is also possible to upgrade it with many different modules and make the meatbag smacking even more fun. Let me attach the drill upgrade and I will be like my friend Fisto. Ha ha ha, now meatbags, prepare your...
Okay, thank you, Sam. I think I will be introducing the next weapon. The LE-55 laser rifle, an energy weapon with a better paint job than your car. Well, maybe not this one here particularly, but we'll get there, trust me. Not too many attachments here, but there is the promised fresh factory-looking paint. And the attachments also look very tasty, shiny and chrome. A very Mad Maxy design. And now to the armor section. The most mention-worthy entry here is certainly the Tumbajamba armor collection. 3 mods, each containing several modular, lore-friendly and highly badass looking armors, including power armors and even some cool fitting weapons. In other words, a complete set of new gear for 3 factions, the Brotherhood of Steel, the Minutemen and the Gunners. I mean, just look at this. If those armors don't just spell out "we mean business," then I don't know.
You are just imitating our glorious design with this.
Shut up, Sam, your model doesn't even have eyes. And this here, this is like Killzone, but cool. In terms of armor design, Killzone was very cool of course, and so is this obviously. Although some armors actually give me Warhammer 40k vibes. One way or another, the level of badassery here is extremely high. But this mod has even more to offer. Some interesting features like the option to replace the armors of certain important characters, for example. Add a new merchant for Minutemen armors, or even some drivable gunner jeeps, if you have the drivables of the Commonwealth mod. And so we come to the content part, because we certainly need something to do with all the new gear we got. One interesting mod here is Subway Runner Revival, a reworked version of the original Subway Runner mod that came out almost 9 years ago. The idea here is to connect all the subway stations with tunnels and allow you to actually explore a whole subway system rather than just separated parts of it. With this mod you will be able to enter the subway system at one station and exit it somewhere in a completely different spot of the map. Of course, the newly added parts will feature lots of exploration possibilities with enemies and loot. There is even a small new underground town you can visit. Of course, many bugs from the original version have been fixed here, things like incorrect nav meshes, lighting bugs, names of the tunnels, and many other minor technical issues. So if you never heard of this mod in the past, you might very well add it to the list for some extra immersive subway diving. Another nice little piece of new content is Boon Island. This is a quest mod coming with a completely new small world space, and no, it has nothing to do with Boon from New Vegas. You can get to the island using one of two boats located on the main map. You will be brought there in an immersive way, just like in the Har Harbor DLC. The island itself is really small, but it features custom textures, animations, and even custom music. The quest you can do here is absolutely lore-friendly and even has some voice-acted NPCs.
Oh, you startled me. I wasn't expecting visitors. Please, can you help me? We're in bad shape, and I can't handle this alone. I'm sure you could use that.
Mayday! Mayday! This is Liam Bright, returning from the mainland aboard a red trawling vessel, caught in a severe storm.
One of the unique features this mod has is a detailed seafloor with lots of stuff to explore. The quest will also ask you to do some swimming and diving, so it might be a good idea to take that old diving suit you get in Far Harbor out of your closet and bring it along for the ride. The quest itself is rather short, but it has a nice twist in the end, which I will obviously not spoil, and it is supposed to be based on a real story.
Yes.
Besides, after completing the quest, you can use this island as a settlement, remove all the trash, turn on the lighthouse, and much more. So it's a really cool mod if you want to have a base on a small secluded island. And this is it for this episode. The links to all mods are as always in the description below. And also I hope you like buttons, because now you get to hit the like button and the subscribe button and many more buttons if you leave a comment. So thank you all for watching and happy button mashing!